Welcome, my name's Dr. Jason W. Morrison and I'm a theologist from New South Wales, Australia. Psychologists help people with themselves and other people, and theologists help people with themselves and God.
James chapter 1. James, a bondservant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Just want to say, James is addressing Jewish people specifically in this letter, and Gentiles generally, but it's specifically written for the Jewish Messianic believers. Greetings. Verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. Now, what's the testing of your faith? Let's get this from the start. The testing of your faith is anything that tries to rattle your confidence and conclusive belief that the finished work of Christ is enough for all your issues between yourself and God to have been settled for time and eternity. And you have peace for the rest of your life in that. Verse 4. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete. Now the word perfect, that you may be perfect, is mature, that you may be maturing and complete. Complete in mind, lacking nothing emotionally or spiritually. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally without reproach, and it will be given to him. Now, here the application of wisdom is something that you ask for, and it is something that God gives to all without any reproach or partiality. And somehow or other he does give it. And it may not seem that way for everyone, but he does. In the end, somehow or other, or the beginning, he does give it. And sometimes you have to search it out to obtain it as well. Verse 6, but let him ask in faith, with no doubting. For he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed to and fro by the wind. Now, where does doubt come in against faith? Again, it's the doubt here is when you ask, you're not fully convinced that what Christ has done in his finished work is going to be sufficient for what you've asked for to be produced, however the Lord chooses to produce it. Sometimes the things we ask for do come, but they don't always come the way we expect. But let him ask in faith, and faith is being 100% assured that everything Christ has done through his finished work has produced an access for you to God in a wonderful opportunity for relationship for time and eternity through the finished work of Christ. Verse 7, let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is double-minded, unstable in all his ways. So, James, I want to say from the start, James totters a little bit here. On the one hand, he says, if anyone lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach. But then he says, if you doubt when you ask, you're like a wave driven and tossed by the wind. For let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. So that's a pretty contrary piece of passage. On the one hand, he gives to all liberally without reproach. And this is what I want to point out in the book of James. But on the other hand, it is, let not the man who has doubt suppose that he'll receive anything from the Lord. So there's a bit of double standard coming here from James right from the outset. So, because he says in verse 9, he is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. A double-minded person is someone that has trouble in believing that what Jesus did at the cross and through his resurrection was enough to meet all his needs and resolve his relationship with God for time and eternity. And we'll finish on that note and conclude and continue in the next talk.
Yeah, Dr. Jason Morrison Theologist again. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and hope you got plenty of self-rediscovery and freedom out of it. Watch it on YouTube. Please share or like, maybe even comment. Watch it on Facebook, like, comment, share. But most of all, get out and live. This isn't a rehearsal. You've got a one-off life. Don't let your loyalty and your faithfulness blind you to the life that you should be experiencing. Till the next video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.